Hi, welcome. This is Tamara Pitelen from Awakenings Show, Awakenings TV, and I'm here today with Badran and Tony Shoushani.
Hi.
They have founded a Dubai-based company called Awakening, and this is a company through which they are spreading the message of Theta Healing, basically, through classes and workshops and private sessions. And it's absolutely been my privilege to watch them develop this business over the last 5 or so years. So welcome. Thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you for having us, actually.
Oh, my pleasure. Theta Healing is a energetic healing modality that was developed by an American woman called Vianna Stibal. She's coming to Dubai for the first time later this year in 2015, which is very exciting. That's the extent of my knowledge, really. So I will move over to you guys now, and you can tell me and them about Theta Healing and what it's done for you, what it's done for your life. I know that because Maya and I and Tony did our first Theta Healing workshop together in 2010, I think it was.
Yeah.
Tony was a bit more natural and a bit more naturally intuitive than myself and Maya. But from there, I've not really done that much, and you guys have soared on to amazing heights. So,
Each one soared in his own way.
Different ways of soaring. Yeah. But from those, just basically tell me how you found Theta Healing, and I know we could talk about this for hours, but how you found Theta Healing, how you came to it, and how you've ended up giving up your careers and turning this into a full-time job.
Go ahead.
So I'm a former TV producer. I worked in the advertising industry for around 15 years.
Yeah.
It was very good when I was in it. Then some dramatic events happened in our life. We crashed financially. I lost my job. And I believe Theta Healing found me because I was ready for it. I don't come from a background of like the spirituality and talking about angels, and all of this doesn't really exist in my family. So one day 2 friends of mine mentioned it, and I think I was in not so good of a place back then that it attracted my interest.
Yeah.
And I visited them at home, and there was a lady who was doing a demo just to explain what Theta Healing is, and she chose me.
Yeah.
And she worked on me, I think, for like maybe 30-40 minutes.
Wow.
And when we finished that session, I didn't know what it was, what she was doing. I just felt that something touched my heart and my soul. These are the only words I can really express. Of course, there's the feeling of like feeling better and feeling happier, but the thing that really caught my attention was that it touched a deep side in me.
Yeah.
And I started preaching about it, not knowing what it is.
Yeah.
I started telling people, you have to do this, there's something called Theta Healing, do it. And then Tony saw the change in me, and there was, I think, a class 2 weeks ago in Feb, the one we attended together.
Yeah.
So we signed up, and I believed at that moment everything in my life needed the work. Like financially, we were not doing well. Our marriage got affected because of all the financial trouble. It was in our second year of marriage, so you know, like usually people do the best stuff in the beginning and you travel, and we went downwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we went to class here in Dubai, and first part of the class, I didn't get it. It was too much for me.
Yeah.
It was too metaphysical, it was too, I'm creating my reality and the energy, it was too much for me.
Yeah.
Tony, it was his element. So I knew it worked, but I didn't know how to touch it.
Yeah.
He got it. He got it from the first day of basic. He said, "This is it. It works. I get it. It gels with my belief system."
Amazing.
It did not with mine, but it gelled with my soul. Something deeper gelled with it.
Yeah.
Not the understanding.
The intellectual understanding. You felt something.
Yeah.
And you just knew something was
right.
right
So,
about
but I know that what was happening is that after every class, like the last. The end of the day of every class, I was a happier person. Something was better. Maybe I had hope more. There was something that was better in me. And that's why I kept going. I did the day 2, day 3, and then we did the advance. And then I repeated, because I didn't feel I mastered it or I understood really the technique. I believe the reason was my genetic belief system of not being allowed to maybe be psychic or metaphysical or all of these things that held me back. And also it was because I was too involved in my own drama. I could not hear the material properly. So what I did is I repeated the classes. So every time the classes were given in Dubai, sometimes Tony would join, but I was determined to understand it. Whether it was from the first time or seventh time. I believe I did basic and advanced maybe 7 times. So repeating doesn't mean you failed. There's no pass or fail exam. But it's every time you repeat, you understand new things that were even said last time, but the mind did not register.
And also different teachers, because I've repeated many times as well with a lot of different teachers, and I think it's so beautiful seeing how a different teacher comes to it, and the different information and the different anecdotes you get from the different teachers.
Definitely.
So tell me about when you first started some of the journeys you went on as far as what you changed in your life, or the beliefs. And sorry, and I also just want to mention that a lot of people come to you for physical illnesses, and this could be anything from cancer to anything, whatever, diabetes, but they also come to you for emotionally type stuff.
It is very important for us to clarify a point here. We do not do anything.
Yes, good clarification.
Very, very important. At the end of the day, you have to have a central belief in an energy that has created this universe. This is a prerequisite to Theta. If you don't believe in a central energy, you don't have a central belief in an energy that has created this universe, Theta will not work.
Okay, so whether you call that energy universe or God or
God,
creator,
the Big Bang Theory,
love,
source, whatever it is that you feel comfortable calling it, that energy which has created this universe, you are part of that universe, and that energy is the energy of unconditional love, and that energy has the ability to recreate instantly.
Right.
What we do is we don't even channel that energy, we just visualize, because in physics and in science there's something called the genesis of observation, which is actually science. So we're not recreating the wheel, or we're not inventing stuff, we are actually working with theories that already exist. And they've noticed that the building block of every atom, which is an electron, behaves differently when it knows that it's being observed. So this is the science actually.
Yes, it's amazing.
So the fact is that as you observe, you create your reality. You are creating your own reality. And you create your reality based on the decisions that you make. Your decisions are influenced by your subconscious.
Sorry, Tony. I was going to say, a lot of people, including myself, would be a little bit panicked by that. It's just like, so I'm creating this bad thing. I don't know how, and I don't know why. How do I stop?
I think that's how I felt the first day of class.
For the first instant, you might be a bit afraid. But on the other hand, the moment you understand how this world works, it makes you feel extremely powerful.
So you believe there's nothing that we can't change?
There is nothing based on your free will, based on laws of the universe, based on the fact is that everyone's birthright is to be happy, is to be abundant, is to live life without sacrifices, to live life without struggle. These are the general laws. But then again, based on our conditioning, things that we have picked up from our environment, from people around us, the genetic stuff, people actually don't think much about genetic stuff. For example, in terms of science and in terms of genetics, any physical trait can be passed on genetically up to 210 years. So actually your DNA has been here before. It has had a previous experience. I take my DNA from my mom and my dad, and my mom takes it from my grandma and granddad. They've had experiences. So some of those experiences are interlocked in the DNA and have been passed on.
Absolutely, and this is what I think a lot of people, because everyone can cope with the fact that, oh, I get my red hair from my grandfather, but they don't get that they might have got his temper. Or they might be carrying some trauma of an experience he had put in his DNA.
Or even being a victim. Like if an ancestor was victimized because of whatever their experience was, and the current person is carrying that victim energy, that's the active energy in their, that's the active vibration of being a victim. So that's the vibration that's continually being sent out to the universe, and then the laws of the universe will reciprocate it, will give a matching. Not from a punishing perspective, just a matching, like a mirror. Exactly when we are happy, that's why they say, think happy thoughts. Be grateful. Why do these people always tell us be grateful, think happy thoughts, be positive? Because it's that frequency that's going to be matched to us to have more happiness or more drama and victim.
There are no victims in this world.
Yeah.
You're not a backseat passenger. No one is driving your life. Everything you have in your life is because on some level you want it.
You've asked for it, you've ensured it's,
You tell me,
even if
Tony,
it's poverty or illness,
Yeah,
at some level you're
everything.
asking for it.
Everything. You tell me, Tony, it's not true. There are a lot of things that I want in my life which I do not have,
Yeah.
and a lot of things which I have I don't want.
Yeah.
I tell you, it doesn't matter what your conscience will think. Your decision making is very much, your subconscious makes all of those decisions based on your belief system. You have, your consciousness is just plays a small part in your final decision making. You attract what you're putting out there. The universe works like a restaurant.
Yeah.
You order a pizza, you get a pizza. You order
Yeah.
a burger, you get a burger.
Problem is we don't know what we're ordering a lot of the time, do we?
Because your subconscious is doing all of that.
Yeah.
But based on what is it that you have in your life, is exactly what you're putting out to this world.
Right. Tony Maya, can we just go back to a little bit about the actual process of what happens when you are facilitating a healing on someone? Because again, getting back to the fact that you're saying you don't do the healing,
Yeah.
are you saying that Source does the healing or the person themselves do the healing? Or a bit of both?
I think. Okay, so if we want to make it very simple.
Yeah.
So a client comes to me, let's say, and she cannot have a partner or she cannot find true love. Let's use that as an example. The first thing I would do is I would shift my brainwave to a theta brainwave through a very quick meditation, and that's why theta healing is called theta healing, because theta is a brainwave. And when you are in that brainwave, you kind of go into that stillness mode a little bit. Like that's why people meditate, to go into that stillness, so that you can receive guidance from the universe.
Yeah.
Guidance can be received in thought forms, in a picture, whatever. It's the language between you and the universe. So the moment I sit with my client, she tells me what she would like to work on. And then I would shift my brainwave to theta, and we say I connect to the source, but we're always connected. But that's just a term. It's just like to maybe still our mind and be the listener, the receiver of thoughts from the higher universal guidance. And the moment I connect, I will be guided on what her issues are on a subconscious level. For example, she might feel unworthy of love. She might feel that people who love her leave her because maybe her father abandoned her as a child. Many different reasons. And I'll start working with that belief. So I will tell her we do something called digging, which is actually to dig for the root of the cause. So I'll ask her, for example, what is the worst thing that you don't have a partner today? She might answer, I feel lonely. And I say, what's the worst thing about that? She will say, life will not have a meaning, I'll be depressed. She'll go deeper and deeper. And we have to go as deep as needed to reach something called the bottom belief, which is like the root. Usually you have to follow your guidance, and with practice your intuition becomes very strong to know when you reach it. I always connect, I always revert back to that guidance from the universe. And the moment we reach the bottom belief, it might have nothing to do with wanting love. It can be something like anything.
As trivial and as funny as not feeling worthy of love,
or I'm invisible.
Yes.
She feels invisible. So we have to see when this started. So we ask her, when was the first time you felt invisible? She might say that as a child her parents used to fight. She would be standing in their room watching them fight, and they continued. They wouldn't stop, as if she's invisible. Something like that. It's just an example. Of course, not applicable on anyone that doesn't have love, just to clarify. So then I'm gonna take it one step further with her, and that's the turning point in the session. Is I'm gonna ask her, what did you learn positively from witnessing that fight, from feeling invisible, from all of that?
And I can imagine a lot of people at that point will say, there are no positives.
Exactly, and that's usually the first reaction, is there's no positive, Maya. I was a child, they used to hit each other, or I felt abused, I felt alone, insecure. I say, of course you felt all of this, but if you did learn something positive, what would it be? Usually people learn not to do it to others. So she says, now in my life, if I have a conflict or something with people, I maybe talk very with respect, not fighting and abuse. She might have learned to maybe stand up for herself, to speak up, to say stop. different learnings. If we don't reach the positive learnings, her mind will not let go of the trauma.
Right, okay.
So we will not be able to change that frequency of feeling invisible.
So she's got to see how she's benefiting from this.
Exactly, because
belief
she's
system.
holding on to the frequency of invisible because it came with good learning. It's
Yeah.
like a combo.
Yeah.
And unless we tell her what are these, she will not release the negative.
Right.
The moment that shifts, she's
Yeah.
gonna feel even if I tell her go back and remember the times mom and dad were fighting, of course she will remember because we're not erasing a memory,
Yeah.
but she will not have that negative feeling or insecurity about the thought. It will
Right.
completely shift.
Yeah.
And once that shifts, it means she will not feel invisible anymore.
Yeah.
So she will allow men to see her.
Right.
Because if she's feeling invisible, that's why she doesn't have a partner.
Men
She's
can't
sending,
see
yeah, she's sending out a frequency. I'm invisible. I'm a nobody. I'm invisible.
Yeah.
And then men, even very close friends, might be interested with her, but will not ever make a move or propose or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a small example.
That's
of course, there are so many details in the
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
It's around
Just a
1
good example.
hour.
So what kind of, again, with some of the clients you've had, what kind of things have you seen that are manifesting as some of these, be it an autoimmune condition or a cancer or a bowel disease, whatever it is?
To be very honest, we work with a lot on abundance, on love issues,
Oh, okay.
on success.
Yeah.
We
I
work.
worked on back issues. The interesting thing is that some of my clients used to go to a Cairo,
Yeah.
and the Cairo realized that they were also improving in other ways. Like
Oh.
they noticed that their clients are improving. So now the Cairo sends me some of their clients,
Yeah.
because they know that we can work together. Because
Yeah.
they work with the physical, and I know that they also work a lot with energy and blockages
Yes.
in the body.
Yes.
But we also push it with the mind. So together we managed to help a lot of people with scoliosis, with a lot of back problems, knees problems, skin problems. Like
Anything.
we've been doing it for so long, and we see so many clients today that when you ask me now, I was like, what cases? We can, and the same way we work on people who have sicknesses,
Yeah.
from migraines to, we work on children who are being bullied in school to change that frequency. We work on, there's no limit, honestly. A lot
Yeah.
of times we get clients that have, that call us usually and say, would you work on, like a very long name of a disease?
Yeah.
And I say, sure. When we close, I Google to see which part of the, we have a good idea of anatomy and everything, but sometimes you hear new stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we Google and we see what is it, viral, bacterial, what are we talking about? Cancer? And then we can work accordingly.
So this, your company, you're spreading Theta Healing, certainly in the UAE and also in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And you've got Vianna coming to Dubai for the first time this year. It's very exciting. But you told me that when you did your teacher training, that's when it really started to kick
Yeah,
in and
yeah.
you got it.
Yeah. I believe meeting Vianna, so Vianna is the founder of Theta Healing, and usually she only teaches teachers. So
Yeah.
if you want to become a practitioner, we teach you, or any
Yeah.
other teacher. But if you would like to become an instructor in Theta Healing, she's the only one in the world now that teaches, that will certify instructors.
Yeah.
Her love for the universe, her love for humanity is also contagious.
Yeah.
And you feel that it would be wonderful to match that frequency, or raise above your current frequency to
Yeah.
match it. And since then, it was honestly love of Theta Healing, love for Vianna.
Yeah.
And we never stopped.
Thanks, guys. I think I'll stop there. Great, so much more we can talk about, but we'll save for another day or go read a book. But, thank you, and all the best with Vianna's visit in November. That's just too exciting for words.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with me today.
It's our honor.
you.
It's our
Thank you.
honor.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
See you next time. I'll leave some contact details at the end of this if you want to get in touch with either Maya or Tony about anything to do with Theta or Vianna's visit to Dubai. Take care.